Thanks once again for joining us for the City of Maple Grove Report. I'm Dick Kaiser from CCX Media. Happy to be along with Heidi Nelson, Maple Grove City Administrator. Welcome once again.
Thank you.
We have a short meeting to talk about that was on November 21st. There was a work session ahead. We'll give you some of the highlights there and a lot coming up during the holidays, as you might imagine, so stick with us for some event news from the city. Let's begin with the work session ahead of the council meeting. Two main items there. First is something we've talked about a little bit, the comp and class presentation. Remind us what that is and what was presented.
Yeah, we started on this compensation and classification study kind of late spring time frame here at the city. We had brought this to the council as part of their 2022 budget process to talk about taking a look at our current compensation plan for the city. The current plan's been in place since 1999 and not really recalibrated since that time. And we had known that, for a number of positions, we've really been kind of out of market in terms of our comparable suburbs. So planned for that through the 2022 budget process, not only the cost of the study, but also, some costs related to that implementation of the new compensation plan. So we've been working hard over the last few months to kind of put together that new pay structure and then an implementation plan that kind of hit the budget in terms of where we needed to be. And so consultant came in, Mark Goldberg with DDA and Associates came in to review that with the council. A lot of good questions just about, kind of one of the pieces is, for a long time, many of our staff have been sitting kind of at the top of their pay range without much movement. And so with the new compensation plan, it extends that out to 8 steps. And so we'll have more people in the step system, which then, there'll be some cost in the out years in terms of those steps for those employees. So reviewing that and kind of looking at that in the context of our 5-year budget projection. So lots of good questions asked by the council here. And this will have to come back to the council at their second meeting in December for adoption of that pay structure going into January of 23.
Other item at the work session was talking about a busy intersection, Weaver Lake and Main Street, and there's some city property there, and this all somewhat revolves around the community center and just that whole area. Give us some background.
Yeah, about a year ago we had some discussion with the council just about those Main Street parcels and kind of what the vision was for that. If you can picture kind of out in front of Lifetime there up along Main Street just south of Weaver is where those parcels sit on the west side that the city has held in ownership for many years. And I think it kind of seems as though the time is here that those sites would go under development and kind of looking at, what its relationship to the community center and making sure that we're making all those decisions together, not only with the community center project, but also Lifetime Fitness's plans there. So reviewed that with the council, likely some senior housing, potentially senior affordable housing. We've had some discussions with Common Bond. They have a project, just to the south of there across the street that has been, a great asset to the city and very successfully operated. And so some discussions with them about some affordable senior and then as well as some market rate, likely apartments type project that could have some mixed use within the development. So, whether it's a restaurant or some retail or commercial type uses associated with that. In addition, the city does hold a corner, kind of north and east kitty corner across the street there. To the north side. There's some trails and a pond there, but there is a portion of that corner that could be developed. And so we've had some discussions about maybe continuing some senior housing up there, but in a little bit different product style, something maybe similar to what's across the street or more of a condo type, townhome type product. So good reaction, I think, to, kind of starting to advance this. We want to have some discussions with developers and see, what their vision might be and what they might bring to the table, but want to kind of do, this discussion in concert with the community center project as well. So we'll be starting to have those discussions with the development community and likely have this come back, in a few months to the council for more discussion.
All right, we'll keep you up to date as that moves along. Now to the meeting on the 21st, again, about a half hour in length, one item pulled from consent, and that has to do with the big event coming up this Saturday as we're recording this, Thanksgiving coming up, and after that there's a Saturday and some encouragement to go to small businesses.
Yeah, so certainly the holiday shopping season kicks off here after Thanksgiving with Black Friday, and then, of course, Small Business Saturday. And we have a lot of small businesses here in Maple Grove that we encourage everybody to support. New small business in town, Patina, opened up over at the shops. Lots of opportunities in Maple Grove to support the small business community.
Moving to the council meeting, again, one public hearing held at the meeting. That was for MWF Properties, to be known as Garland Commons. Tell us a little bit about this site and again how this has evolved over time.
Yeah, so this is up in the Tri-Care area, just north of County Road 30, just kind of south of where the new 610 corridor will cut across the field out there, back behind Menards. So this is 160 units of affordable senior housing, and they worked with the state to get access to some housing finance bonds, and then the city kind of acts as a conduit for that. So some actions here in public hearing. No liability for the city in these bonds. They are backed by the state, but it is kind of conveyed through the local government.
Community and Economic Development, one main item, Dental Associates of Maple Grove, talking about a medical office building. Again, where would this be? What would the use be?
Yeah, so back up in the County Road 30 area, but more along Upland there, right next to Maple Grove Covenant Church. They're parceling off a portion of their land there, and so Dental Associates of Maple Grove building a nice dental office building there, and they'll take their access off of Upland, and church remains there, and maybe their access shifts a little bit there on Upland, but going to plug in this dental office building there. Really nice architecture on this one, and so this one gained approval as well.
Then to reports at the meeting, a couple updates of what's happening around town in community and economic development. They talk about a hometown event coming up on Saturday, December 3rd by 3 Squares. What's all the excitement that night?
Yeah, so hometown holiday, Saturday, December 3rd in the afternoon. Lots of information available online for that event. December 3rd in the afternoon, I think around the 3 to 5 o'clock hour. Okay. Also the tree lighting there at the corner of Main and Arbor Lakes Drive, or Arbor Lakes Parkway. So I saw the folks out decorating the tree earlier this week, so it's getting ready. No parade this year, but lots of events there on the kind of the plaza area out by 3 Squares.
All right, make sure you get a chance to stop by. Planning Commission coming up on December 12th. What's on that agenda?
Yeah, so we have a retail building over on the former AMC site. So as you recall, when we shifted that use away from the theater to Floors and Decor, it created an opportunity for some development at the parking lot edges there, because the parking demand for that new use reduced quite significantly. Right. So seeing this new retail building come in, kind of up between Malone's and Red Lobster there, kind of a multi-tenant, I think, sort of a spa service and then a fast casual restaurant. Okay. So that'll be in front of the Planning Commission on December 12th. We also have a couple zoning text amendments that we've been working on, some regulation around kind of the donation collection bins that you see kind of show up in parking lots, and we kind of put some regulation around that. Those can become problematic. And then an interim use permit for the sale of firearms. So we have need some regulation around that, and so those 2 zoning text amendments will be in front of the Planning Commission on December 12th.
Now to engineering update, something you've heard before, corridors of commerce. And this is something that is a specific intersection that people might have some thoughts about how easy it is to get through. What are you looking at here, and how does this all work?
Yeah, so the Corridors of Commerce program is a state program for transportation funding, and it's really that. It's focused on reinvestment or expansion of those corridors of commerce. And so 94 is a perfect example for that. Lots of commerce up and down 94 and opportunities for economic development. The city has participated in the Corridors of Commerce program in the past. 610 area, right. And so what we're looking for here is some funding that would add some lane capacity through the Fish Lake split. So kind of in that westbound area where you have that 2 lanes merging into 1 there. There's a broader interstate project likely to be done there at some point. This is sort of an interim fix, just to deal with some additional capacity and that merge issue there. So we'll be applying for that one. Up and down the corridor, the I-94 Coalition is applying for a number of projects. Further up the interstate, if you make your way west on 94, there's now kind of a gap between Albertville and Monticello where we go from 3 lanes to 2, back to 3. So trying to get that 3rd lane extension between Albertville and Monticello, which just really helps with the flow of traffic, from from Maple Grove all the way up through St. Cloud along the corridor. So we'll see if we're successful in getting, this is kind of a smaller project to get done, just to add some lane capacity there. And then, of course, we continue to, work with MnDOT on what the, eventual plan for that Fish Lake split interchange might be.
One other note was passed along, something looking forward to, is Fernbrook Lane and some change in control of that particular road. Tell us about that.
Yeah, so we just completed a process with Hennepin County for some jurisdictional transfers where roads kind of went back to the county and we took back some roads from them. So one of the key items there was Fernbrook Lane turning back to a city street that has been a county road, kind of as you go north on from County Road 30 up to County Road 81. So that'll turn back to a city street, and we did get some funds from the county due to that turn back because that road is in need of some improvement. And so hoping to do a project next year along that Fernbrook corridor there. Lots of things at play with the high school and an elementary school, the stadium, the Fernbrook Fields project, and we have, a clinic along that area as well, and a lot of need for paying attention to what those pedestrian movements are in that corridor. We have Three Rivers Park District Trail in the southern segment there. So looking to do a project in the spring, but lots of coordination will need to happen with all the folks that take their access from that corridor.
All right, we'll keep people up to date. Final items from the meeting on the 21st. You had a few updates, and it's going to be a little quiet coming up here, which probably is nice for you and the council.
Yeah, not a lot's on the schedule for the next 2 weeks in terms of ribbon cuttings or groundbreakings, that type of thing, or meetings. But we will have a busy December ahead of us, finishing up a lot of year-end business here. And so budget hearing, our Truth in Taxation hearing will be held at the December 5th council meeting. Finance Director Greg Stika will be there with a pretty in-depth presentation about the 2023 budget and the levy, and kind of looking at what are the key components of that budget, things that we're hoping to accomplish in 2023. So lots of information will be shared there. Folks got their tax statements in the mail. I think things turned out just kind of how we predicted in terms of our levy, and of course the school district and the county are included on those statements as well. So if folks have questions about their taxes, certainly can give a call to our finance department, our assessing department as well. A lot of times folks want to, think about their valuation at this time, and that's something, we're almost a year ahead of ourselves on that work. So we talked about valuations back in April for this coming taxable year. We'll be starting that process again here, and we just set our Board of Appeal dates for April and May for 23 that will set the value for the year ahead. So, but lots of information will be shared on December 5th. And again, if folks have questions, they can certainly give a call up to the Government Center and talk to staff.
And then a work session coming up as well to talk about capital improvements. So again, those things coming up, we'll talk about those after the next meeting in December. Now to some other notes happening around the city, and one note, again, as we go into the holiday weekend here, is a little change in the office schedule and also transit.
Yeah, so city offices will be closed on Thursday and Friday, November 24th and 25th, in honor of the Thanksgiving holiday. And then just note that transit service changes a bit. There's no Maple Grove transit service on Thanksgiving Day, and then transit service changes a bit on Friday, so you'll want to make sure you check that maplegrovetransit.org website for those changes.
Here's something that youngsters might want to get involved in, kind of a fun event here through the League of Minnesota Cities, people that might want to be mayor for a day. Yeah,
especially right on the heels of the election.
Yes,
probably a lot of discussion about the local politics in many homes in Maple Grove. So the League of Minnesota Cities does a program called Mayor for a Day, where they accept entries from 4th, 5th, and 6th graders throughout Minnesota for their Mayor for a Day essay contest. Submissions are due by December 12th, and you can go to the League website, which is lmc.org, to submit your entry. And we did share this information with the folks at the school district to encourage those grades of classes to talk with their students and do the submission. A couple years ago, I think a couple of our essays were selected by the League of Minnesota Cities, and we had those kids out to attend a council meeting, and they got to sit in the mayor's chair and use the gavel and that kind of thing. It was, and read their essay. It was a really fun evening. So we encourage all those 4th, 5th, and 6th graders in the community to get involved.
Yeah, certainly do get involved with that. A little business update, Pints and Paddles coming very excited group of people in town about that. They recently had a groundbreaking.
Yeah, so this is going up in the Grove, kind of next to between Crunch Fitness, and then there's an open parcel before you get over to the Target area. So nice addition up there to the Grove, Pints and Paddle. This is an indoor pickleball facility as well as a beer hall, so kind of a fun combination. And I think it just plays into the popularity of pickleball and kind of, you know, wanting to have more experience type based businesses here in Maple Grove, and a number of local partners here bringing this project to the table. So we're really excited for them to get underway. They are planning to be open in the fall of 2023.
All right, get ready for that. Mistletoe and Memories, a guide that is out now, and it really tells about everything that's happening during the holidays. Again, where can we find that guide?
Yeah, so the guides are available, you know, at the government center around lots of local businesses. It kind of indexes all the events and activities and special offers that are available through you know, through the holiday season, and a print copy was direct mailed to residents as well.
Good.
And then we do have an electronic copy on our city website, so if you're looking for something there, you can find it on our website. We do have one larger community event that I want to note as well is the Santa's Magical Workshop on Saturday, November 26th from 11 to 2 over at the Fountains of Arbor Lakes in the Dave & Buster's parking lot. Santa will be there. There's a petting zoo, pony and horse rides, treats, and more. And then we mentioned earlier the hometown holiday event Saturday, December 3rd from 3:30 to 6:30, and that one's on Main Street with the tree lighting happening at 5:30.
Yep, all right. A lot of fun happening in town. You mentioned a little earlier the warm weather coming this weekend. It might be a last chance to get those leaves and sticks out of the yard, and you have the yard waste site still open.
Yeah, through November 30th we'll be there. Residents can dispose of leaves, brush, and free if you have proof of your Maple Grove residency. So encourage folks to get out there, but closes after November 30th.
A couple drives going on in the city, and they're looking for your help. The first is with coats. How can we get involved here? Yeah,
so now through the end of November, so coming up here pretty quickly, the police department is accepting new and gently used winter coats, and this is being done with the Salvation Army. The drop box is in the main entrance of the public safety facility.
And the other drive relates to toys, and you have a great partner in this as well.
Yeah, so Cross Services is our partner for the annual toy drive. So new unwrapped toys for children 10 years of age and younger can be dropped off between 8 and 4:30 at our city facilities, and this goes through December 8th. So at the government center, the public safety facility entrance, and then over at the community center as well. They also accept gift card donations for children 11 to 17, and those will be accepted for Cross from 8 to 4:30 at the police department located in the public safety facility. So kind of want you to hand those off to a member of staff. And you know, Cross does provide a lot of service to our community here throughout the year, but especially you know, during the time of the holidays, really helping addressing hunger, housing instability, and children's needs in the Maple Grove community. So we're grateful for their partnership and looking forward to a successful toy drive for them.
Excellent. Another event coming up that's a favorite for a lot of people in the city is the Angel of Hope event. Again, where does that occur and when?
Yeah, so this is at the Arboretum, which is located right off of kind of County Road 30 Fernbrook area there. So Tuesday, December 6th at 7 p.m. will be the Angel of Hope Memorial. This happens every year on the same day at the same time, and so it's a really nice event, well attended by the community, and so we encourage folks to come out. Kind of, it's a time, you know, to take a time out for memory of a loved one that may have been lost, and so short ceremony because it tends to be very, very cold that evening always, but very special place, and encourage folks to go check out the memorial up there at the Arboretum.
Couple unique shopping opportunities coming up for you with some unique vendors. That is the Maple Grove Indoor Market. What are the dates people can look forward to? Yeah, so today, as we tape this, we have a farmer's market this afternoon for in advance of the Thanksgiving holiday, but then we're back on Thursday, December 8th and Tuesday, December 20th. And those hours for that are from 3 to 6 p.m. We do have a good collection of vendors for those indoor markets, so hopefully you can get by to do some holiday shopping as well. Check it out. Find out what you can find there. Sports Dome is open, another neat amenity in the city, and this is the place that a lot of people go to walk.
Yeah, so indoor walking, great opportunity at the Dome during the winter months, Monday through Friday in the mornings from 7 to 9:30 a.m., Tuesday through Friday from 6 to 9 p.m., and then Saturdays from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. Lots of sports activities, of course, going on the fields, but there's the walking track kind of on the perimeter of that. Really nice area to do that. About 55 degrees there in the Dome,
Nice.
so
Right.
pretty
We'll take
comfortable for running and walking.
All right, final couple notes related to Central Park and some outdoor skating. The first question is, when will it be ready?
Yeah, I think Friday.
All right.
We just had our directors meeting this morning, and Chuck Stifter, our Parks and Recreation Director, was sharing that this cold weather has certainly helped us out. And so the ice will be ready for Friday, the day after Thanksgiving, over at the skating loop. Now, Saturday, when it's 48 and sunny, that may not help us so much,
Right.
but at least we'll get one good day in, and hopefully it'll hang in there as the temperatures start to drop off again. Just to remember, we do provide skate rentals, and then we also do skate sharpening there, and then have concessions available at the skate loop as well.
It is a neat place to go, and there's a special guest coming on December 10th. Who
Yeah.
arrives and what big event goes on around this?
Yeah, so this is the Skate with Santa event on Saturday, December 10th from 5 to 8 p.m. This is at the skate loop at Central Park. Skate rentals are available that evening.
Okay.
Free event to the public. And, really it's to kind of help, bring the holiday season in, but also showcase the lights there
Yeah.
at Central Park that the Rotary Club of Maple Grove helps to put up there and maintain throughout the holiday season. It's really a spectacular venue. So encourage people to come out for Skate with Santa on Saturday, December 10th, and then throughout the holiday season, the skating loop is a great place to be.
Yeah, great place to stop by. Heidi, thanks again for the update, all of the
welcome.
information. Let's leave you with some information about the next meeting, and also if you'd like to find out more about topics we touched on, you can go to the city's website, maplegrovemn.gov. You see the next meeting is on Monday, December 5th, 7:30 at the Government Center. For Heidi Nelson, I'm Dave Kaiser. Thanks for joining us on the City of Maple Grove Report.